Shemai GTA fans, this is a bit of a guide on the MC Biker Club sales business stuff, and the main concern you will have with this business is the sales of vehicles themselves, because they're very easy to grief, because missiles can be locked on to any vehicle that you pick here. So in this case, we're going to go for our very best vehicle to our very worst
We
vehicle.
selling? Huh?
So
Okay.
it's going to
Buyer
mislead you
wants
to
a
begin
air
with. It's
truck.
going to make you
The box
think
loaded and
that it's
waiting at the
very
helipad.
easy to make your sales because this is a helicopter. This is a Buzzard helicopter. It's very fast, easy to make the drops. All the drops are in the city, so yes, people can lock onto you quite easily. So it's not ungriefable, but I don't think I have ever been griefed in this vehicle, and that is why it's number 1. So just be aware of your surroundings, be aware of people, make sure you know where the dodgy people are and steer clear of them. But otherwise, it's really easy. So here we are, taking off. Let's go into the city. It's literally, you drive over, you fly over this building, look for the red smoke you see on top of this Sears tower there. So just drop it off Schlumberg stacks, if it pops. So it's as simple as that. You fly over it and you press your button to deposit your load. It's really as simple as that. So here's another one. Nice and easy. Yeah, that's what we like. We've got a lot of delivery vehicles to get through as well. Don't worry, guys. We're going to smash them all out. But there are some boats, planes, land vehicles as well. But because we're going best to worst, we're starting off with the aircraft. So it's as simple as that. Delivery completed. Never been griefed. Easy. You don't need a solo session for that one, and you probably don't need a solo session for this one. I've only been griefed once by a modder in the boats, so generally the boats will allow you to do your drops on coastal locations where there aren't any players under normal circumstances, and it's similar with a plane as well. So you also get a bonus as well, delivery bonus, if you do get to the yellow circles in time, and all you have to do is drive to the yellow circles and through them, and that's your delivery completed. So we're going up, we're enjoying the sunset here. Let's speed it up a bit. It's quite peaceful for biker missions. This is probably the most peaceful deliveries that you will get because you're blissfully unaware of anything else occurring in the outside world. You don't generally encounter griefers or any other players for that matter. For that reason, it's a yes for me. I think the lesson that should be learnt from this video is really that Cayo Perico is a lot easier, although I'm going to show you a fair few deliveries that are looking pretty good and easy to do, like that one. Yep, next up we have the rat truck. Now this is a good delivery vehicle because you do it in a oneer. It doesn't seem like, no matter how much stuff you get, you just seem to have one rat truck. It's really slippy, so easy to spin out, easy to get griefed. Again, you can be locked on, but generally I haven't really been griefed that much, if at all. I'm not sure I remember being griefed in this rat truck, but it is vulnerable, obviously. The other thing is as well with the other vehicles that I've mentioned so far is that you get more than one delivery vehicle quite easily. So 2 delivery vehicles is doable. Like on the boats, you can get up to 3 boats and do a delivery successfully once you're used to driving boats, of course. And similarly with the helicopters, I think I've done 2 helicopters. Maybe you could do 3 because they're quite speedy. But you couldn't do 3 planes. These are really slow and not as good as they look. So I reckon you could do 2 deliveries, 2 aircraft deliveries. So notice a puff on the horizon. They're all sea deliveries, so there's one in a lake as well. But generally they're on the outskirts of the map, not where players are. Notice the highway there. We can get players on a highway, of course. Have been griefed by a jet griefer while doing these deliveries, but generally, actually I have self-griefed as well. When I first did it, I didn't know what I was doing because they're so slow. I flew into a mountain, but they're pretty stable, pretty steady, very slow. But you could do 2 delivery vehicles quite easily, quite relaxed pace, pretty good for that reason. So we're still quite safe. We're still quite happy to do in a stacked up lobby, as long as there's no griefers, because obviously if there's a jet griefer, they're going to nail you every time. And you just plop along, look for the smokestack, and we drop the deliveries off. to their rightful belongers, owners. Yeah, if that makes sense. And oh, what a lovely sunset. You get a chance to enjoy that, but keep an eye on your radar. And if you get a griefer on, then just get into a solo session as soon as possible. You could even drop it into the sea because it's got floats to land, see? But yeah, keep an eye on things. Well, the next delivery vehicle is going to be the motorbike. So here it is. This is the one you'll come across quite a lot. There's two varieties of this. The easy one where you just do a straight delivery without any aggro whatsoever. It's a bit longer, but this is a bit shorter initially, but it's basically people are going to shoot the hell out of us, and it's NPCs. But don't worry, if they shoot you, it does not matter. As long as there's no human griefers, then you can afford to get shot to death on this one. No problem. It just... see, there we go. So I generally try and run away, and that normally happens. So get on your Mark II oppressor bike and blow them all up, and then crack on and get your delivery bike and start again. So it's really quite simple to do. Still griefable, have been griefed in this vehicle quite easily. People will Mark II oppressor that was with lock-on missiles. I've been griefed a number of times, purely because it comes up quite a lot, this motorbike, when you're doing your deliveries. Now then, if you ever see this ghastly scene, restart your session. Find a new session, basically. Not one, but two post-op trucks. These are by far the worst vehicles possible because they're uber slow and you will easily get griefed. They're slow. I mean, look at that. I'm so depressed, I'm smashing into a rock there. I'm so annoyed at having to do this. And now I'm thinking, shall I go down and go the straight route? Well, no. Basically, it does not go up hills, and all the deliveries, there's a lot of deliveries up hills, and it is just goddamn terrible. It makes you, by about the first or even the second drop, you're thinking, I wish somebody would actually grief me because they are so slow and frustrating. And for the first few times I did this, I was actually using my machine gun and just blowing it up at the end, and because I was so angry with it. Yeah, that takes quite a considerable amount of time. Now there is another one as well. This is the worst, right? But the one that comes before it is the bin truck, which I do not have a video for. But it's very similar to this, but slightly faster, slightly better, because you don't need to get out of your truck for the deliveries, basically. So the bin truck, people say, is doable, but I think they're being quite generous there. I think it is, and even with the bin truck, I would still restart my session because it's terrible. Both are terrible. Both are reasons why you don't want to do biker sales ever, unless it's on double money. So yeah, well, it's a bit of a guide to this on what to expect from biker sales and that, because they're on double money this week. Also, it's a bit of a warning to say, do you really want to invest your time in this kind of business? Because it's not great, to be quite honest. When Cayo Perico's around, I would just do that every time. Now, you can do it as an add-on business though, because it is performing in the background. You're making your drugs in the background when you're playing the game, so i.e. when you're playing Cayo Perico, so you could do the two. And in that case, I would recommend first going with coke, and make sure you invest in the coke as well as the upgrades to make it the most efficient, so make the most money. And then I would go meth, and I would do exactly the same. And then if I was really well into my greasy biker business work, then I would go for counterfeit cash. But I think coke and meth are enough. And for me, I would say coke alone is enough as a business, because and the only thing is, I only activate these businesses when it's double money as well, because it really doesn't make enough money to make it worthwhile. So yeah. I hope that's been useful. If it has been, do drop a like and give me your comments, some of your thoughts on what you think of the biker businesses as a whole. But thank you very much for watching.